everyone. It is the Badass Buddha, Dr. Lori Monaco, on the Badass Possibilities Tour. It is day one, and I wanted to check in with you throughout the week. I'm going to be throughout the 3 weeks. This tour is 3 weeks long, and throughout this tour, my intention is to check in with you and share insight and introduce you to badass people and show you badass places and just help you reconnect with yourself and consider unlimited possibilities. And so I wanted to make a stop on what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one live broadcast. Well, I don't know, maybe I'll do more, but one simultaneous Facebook and YouTube live broadcast. But then throughout the day, I'm going to do Instagram posts and Facebook posts, little videos here and there. And I just wanted to share with you some insight for today. So I decided to do this 3-week tour, and I'm not alone on this tour. I am touring with my children, 2 of my 3 children, my 2 youngest, and our 2 dogs. And the whole reason for doing this tour is to look for a new homestead. I've been wanting to get out of the state that I live in, and my vision is to have a lot of acreage. I want a working ranch, and I want to set it up at some point in the very near future as a not a resort, but as a oh gosh, I can't even think of the name right now, but a place that you can go to and you can take classes. And why can't I think of the name? That's terrible. But it's something for families, which really there's not a lot of them out there that exist. So anyway, I put on the map the states that I wanted to go to. And so that's what this tour is all about. But it's also going to be connecting with people I have met in my networking groups. And I also want to share insight as I go. So what insight for today? Well, let's say I got a few little nuggets here. First off, I'm thrilled that I did all these Zoom sessions because I've learned how to sit on my ass for extended periods of time. And as a result, I was able to sit in the car and drive the whole entire time. So it was absolutely fabulous. So the Zoom calls prepared me for the extensively long drive, and each segment is going to be kind of a long drive because we have one particular area that we're getting to, and then we're going to sort of stay in a radius. So we're going to be driving about 7 hours per day over the next 3 days to get to our main destination. And then there's about 5 other main destinations that we're going to go to, but we're checking out specific states. And I'm going to keep it kind of a surprise so you could tune in and see where I am at any given time. So I'm a lot of gratitude today. So I'm grateful all the Zoom calls that I've been doing prepped me to sit on my ass for extended periods of time so that I can drive, since I am the only one driving. So that was a good thing, right? And then what else? Beautiful day, right? We left really early today. We left really early in the morning from Connecticut. The weather was perfect. Hi, Aunt Mary Jane. My aunt is reaching out. Nice to see you, Aunt Mary Jane. I'm thrilled that you're here. So we left early this morning, and the weather was absolutely perfect. No traffic. Could you believe it? You know, it was like the easiest ride ever. So lots of gratitude there. I'm grateful that my children are not very active and they're kind of lazy because they had no problem sitting on their tushes all day today for 7 hours. So I'm grateful for that because I thought for sure my little one would be complaining about, are we there yet? And she didn't. So Aunt Mary Jane is asking, where are we now? We are in Ohio. We just passed the border of Pennsylvania into Ohio, and then tomorrow we're going to drive another 7 hours, and then I will have you tune in tomorrow to see where we are then. And it's going to take us 4 days to get to our specific stop where we're going to be for about 3 days, and then we're going to go to another spot for about 5 days. So and we're going to be touring all these areas. So another thing that I'm grateful for is to have the vehicle that I'm driving in, because it is the most comfortable vehicle ever. The dogs are so chill in the back, and the kids have a lot of room, so it's really fabulous. It's got all the bells and whistles, so I'm absolutely thrilled about that. And it was a very, very easy drive, so gave me a lot of time to sort of just think, and singing songs with my little one, not the teenager. She doesn't want to be bothered right now. But what else? Okay, here's what I discovered. So, oh, you were just leaving Toledo. Oh, cool. That's so cool, Mary Jane. That's awesome. So maybe we'll pass each other. I don't know. It depends on which direction you're going. Where are you guys going? Type in where you're going. So here's what I've learned. If you are going on a long drive, because I have not been on a very long drive in a very long time. I used to do this all the time in my 20s. And I used to just get in my car, go, pack my dogs in and go. And I sometimes didn't even have a hotel. I would just get one when I got there. We planned a little bit here because things have changed in the last 20 years, and dogs are really, sometimes it's hard to get a place that allows dogs, let alone two, let alone with one big one. So we managed to work that through, and I'll tell you about that in a second, how I planned all of this. But here's the deal. If you are driving for an extended period of time and your ass starts to hurt, I have something for you, right? So as I'm sitting there on my butt the whole time, my sciatic nerve started to get pinched, and I could feel it sort of hitting my right buttock and going down into my leg, right? So being a chiropractor, right, sciatic nerve. But the most common cause of sciatic nerve impingement has to do with what's called your piriformis muscle, which is this muscle that sort of crisscrosses, and the sciatic nerve goes behind it. Now, it's because of pressure, right? So it could be a tight muscle, but in my case, it was because I was kind of sitting on my ass for so many hours, right? So I started to do butt clenches, and I would do them to the beat of the music, and I would clench one side and the other, and then I would kind of do both at the same time, and I would hold it and I let go. And then I would also put my knees together and then do the butt clenches, and then pull my knees apart and pull the butt and do the butt clenches. And I got to tell you, that really did the trick. It actually, what it's doing is a couple things. It's sort of massaging the muscle itself. And you definitely need to stretch that piriformis muscle. That piriformis muscle usually requires a stretch where you would sort of do one of these things, and you cross your leg over the other leg, and you would stretch that buttock muscle. But the other thing it was doing is that it was, every time I would clench the muscles, it would increase circulation to that area. So that was part of the problem too. It was a decreased blood flow. You know, when you want to drive really far and you really don't want to stop, you know, as long as everybody's chill in the back, the dogs weren't complaining, and it was hella hot. Oh my God. Like, it was in the 90s, like 93 as we were driving, like who knew? And we were in the mountains as we're passing PA, or passing through PA. So you don't really want to stop. At least I don't. And the kids were fine. Nobody was complaining. So I did want to like get out myself, but I had to move around. So it worked out perfectly. So butt clenches, who knew? So if you are on a long trip, do butt clenches, okay? And that will definitely help you out. And make sure that when you do get to your destination, you move around a lot, you stretch, you jiggle a lot. Like, jiggling is literally just moving your body around, again, getting the circulation in, and that will help. So that was the insight for today. I rediscovered that I can definitely do a long drive, and I could have kept going, honestly, but I wanted to just like break it up with the kids to do 7 hours and 7 hours. And I think the dogs are pretty happy. Like, one of the dogs is laying right next to me on the bed here, and he's pretty chill. So we're going to go tomorrow to another destination, and you can check in tomorrow and see where we are, and whatever other insight that comes into my head, I'm going to make sure that I write down. There was something else that I was thinking about on the drive, and I totally forgot, and I should have wrote it down, or I should have told my teen to write it down. But anyway, if it comes to me, I'll think about it. But in the end, big thing that happened today was really just absolutely filled with gratitude, very filled with gratitude that I'm able to do this trip with my kids. It really helps that I have my own business and that I can do my business on the road, and we just have to stop. I'm grateful for having hotspots from Verizon. I'm grateful for having a pretty cool hotel room that's real quiet. They're doing renovations, which really worked out well for us, but they don't have a problem with the dogs, and we had a great meal. and we're going to be out and about once again, doing our thing. So look at Michelle Houston. Hi, Michelle. So Michelle's a dog person. So we're in Ohio right now, Michelle, at a Radisson, and they're very dog friendly. It was very thrilling, funny to have to get into. We had to go to a third floor room, which is not common, I guess. Usually I'm used on first floors, but they're doing renovations. So it was very funny to watch the dogs get into the elevator, and I'm going to have to film it if I have to do that again. But anyway, thank you for the safe travels. And Aunt Mary Jane coming back from Chicago. Okay, so you're going east, I'm going west. Maybe we'll wave to each other passing by, right? I think you're still in front of me if you've stopped for the night, or you're still driving. Maybe you're still driving. But anyway, so very grateful to do this. And this is as the trip progresses, as the tour goes on, I'm going to give you more insight to the other reasons behind this particular tour, the necessity, not to sound so lack or scarcity mindset, but this trip needed to happen, not just for myself, but it needed to happen for my 2 kids. So the cool part is that everybody's having a good time already. We're going to get a good night's sleep. We're going to get up early in the morning. And we're going to get back on our way. The dogs seem to be pretty good. And the one that I thought would be a pain in traveling with seems to really be enjoying himself. So we're very excited about that. So again, check in, because we're going to be posting all the time. And we're going to be showing the sights. It was funny. Every time we would pass the state, I would say to my little one, oh, look, we're in New Jersey, we're in Pennsylvania, we're in Ohio. And my daughter would be like, oh, that's really exciting. And I say, and it looks just like Connecticut. So I can't wait till we start to see some changes. We saw a lot of farmland, which was exciting. And yes, Aunt Mary Jane, too bad I'm not closer where you are. I know. But next time, if I knew you guys are like always traveling, you're always driving somewhere, which is absolutely fabulous. So definitely check in, right? We're going to be keeping it real, and we're going to be doing a lot of really, really cool stuff. But before I go, I want to just give one quick shout out to the individual who helped put this trip together for me. So all I did was plan out where I wanted to be and the days that I wanted to be there. And Sarah Salter, who we had as a guest on the Viva show, let us know that she does things like this. So I worked with Sarah, and to work with Sarah is free. And I believe I'm going to have to double check, and I'll repost, but I think it's Sarah Travels Happy is her handle. I think it's sarahTravelsHappy.com, I want to say, but Sarah Salter, you can find her on Instagram. And she set this all into place. She booked everything for me. She found where the dogs can go. And the other piece that she put together was that she was able to show us where, like, in addition to where we were going to be, she also put together, and I was going to have it all ready to go, but I totally forgot to do this. But next time I'm going to share my screen. She found like sites, like things to do, sightseeing stuff to do, which was really, really cool. So granted, we were only like the first 3 days, we're only driving to one of our main destinations. So we weren't really going to stop and look. And besides, with the dogs, it's a little bit more complicated than that. Can't just like lock them in the car and go, and can't leave them in the hotel room. So, but it was so cool to see like all these things that she found out. And if we were really going to do this like all summer and just drive and stop, she planned everything out, and she also booked all the trips for us. So, and booked all the hotels, which was absolutely fabulous. Lift your feet when you cross the state lines. Okay, Michelle, I will definitely do that. I will lift my feet. I've never been in Ohio before. The farthest I've ever gone in the north, on the north side here of the U.S., has been to middle or central PA. So this is good. I haven't experienced this part yet, and we're going to keep going. So I'm going to be taking pictures and video, and you're going to see where we're going and what it looks like from the drive, and that's it. So if anything else comes up and I could think of it. So again, one thing I'm going to leave you with is this: gratitude is everything. If you've been having a lousy day, just think about some of the things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful to be able to go on this trip. I'm grateful to have a business where I can do this and work on the road. I'm grateful that my kids were willing to go. I mean, the little one was going to go, but the middle one, I don't know. I'm grateful that my dogs are enjoying the ride, and that we have found accommodations that will take them in, and it's not an issue. And I'm grateful for the adventures that we are about to see. So anyway, thanks for listening. I'm going to let you go. I wasn't planning on staying too long. Mary Jo, thank you. Yes. And Michelle, thank you. Fabulous. I will lift my feet up for the state line for luck. And Mary Jo, thank you. And thank you. All those of you that jumped on, I really appreciate it. And yeah, it's going to be interesting and a lot of fun. So everybody take care. Have a great night. And we will see you on day 2 of the Badass Possibilities Tour. Bye.